If everyone is ready, there are a few creations I need to check on. First, we shall return to the spot where we found our wayward Ampistoma. Have care when you step outside of Hub, for there may be more unruly creatures about. This here is a new species of Petaloda we recently set loose. It has been doing very well, managing to maintain a stable existence thus far. If it can see its observation period to the end without issue, we shall release it onto the world. Tell me, do you know the difference between living beings and arcane entities? It is the presence of a soul, yet soul isn't something you can choose to have at will. No, it manifests only in those beings whose forms adhere to the laws of creation that can endure their own. Beings that do not fulfill this requirement, such as those spontaneously born of magic or natural phenomena, do not have souls. No matter how much it might resemble flora or fauna, if it lacks a soul, then it is considered an arcane entity. So you see, it is not for mankind to decide what is living. That domain lies beyond our manipulation, and it is hubris to assume otherwise. But come, let us head to the nearby beacon. I received a report that arcane entities have gathered there. Ah yes, lightning pneuma, just as the report said. Although we call this structure a beacon due to its form, it is in fact a magical device. By manipulating the balance of elements, it keeps the isle airborne and maintains the climate thereupon. In the course of its operation, it often sees an internal shift towards a given element. Right now, that element is lightning, which draws the pneuma here to replenish their aether. It appears Meteon is busy. Would you care to assist me in her stead and feed the pneuma? By using this lightning converger, you can harness ambient lightning and focus it into a ball. A veritable feast for our dazzling friends. Go on, give it a try. Lightning Converger. By using this concept crystal, anyone can harness the lightning regardless of spellcasting skill. Perfectly done, Green. Look! See how they gather to feed, how they express themselves through their actions despite their lack of words. Speech is not the sole-defining characteristic of a thinking, feeling creature, nor is silence an indication they do not possess these qualities. Be it a soulless arcane entity such as the pneuma, or an ephemeral life form such as a Petaloda, all seek to perpetuate their existence, to survive. Is Meteon a living thing? A good question. I can answer it from a theoretical standpoint, but it ultimately falls to the Bureau of the Architect to pass judgment. Able to ascertain her true nature. But to me, it doesn't matter. She is herself, and that is all I need to know. I was in the way. Not to worry, my dear. They missed nothing of note, and we still have plenty of work for them to observe. Next, we will head east to the Morning Dew. I need to speak with some observers there. It's a Gubue.
Amazing, is it not? The Ampelos, one of our newest subjects. So, how are we coming along?
Ooh, more Elpis flowers.
This place is Elpis. Those flowers. Elpis. Entelekis. Like me.
They are a product of Elpis, and so named for their birthplace. A happy accident, born of the hands of a former researcher who loved beautiful blossoms. Unique for how they change color, to reflect the emotional state of those nearby. Though be it here or elsewhere, they are seldom seen in any hue save purest white.
Reflect the emotional state, you say? By what means do they achieve this?
In creation, there exists an energy wholly apart from ether, one driven by emotions. In like manner to how we manipulate ether, this flower is subject to the influence of said energy. While it has no will of its own, it is sensitive to the prevailing emotion in the vicinity, and reacts by altering its color and vibrancy.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feeling.
Akasha. Though I'm not familiar with the term, your description suggests it is the self-same energy. Dynamis, we call it. And those entities like the Elpis flower that have the ability to interact with this energy, converting emotions into tangible phenomena, are Entelekis.
That's me! That's me! An Enteleki!
That you are, my dear. And no ordinary one at that, but the first possessed of free will.
Wait! A form of energy other than ether? Dynamis? I've never heard of such a thing.
Hardly surprising. Dynamis cannot be seen, much less felt. And though its existence has long been theorized, we had no proof until the flower's serendipitous creation. What's more, Dynamis is far weaker than ether. Under normal circumstances, its effects are drowned out by the latter, on account of which, beings comprised of and reliant upon the ether, like you and I, are unable to make practical use of Dynamis. 'Tis a truly esoteric thing, known to but a select few scholars.
Intriguing. Then, given the limitations you described, why create Meteon?
Our star, Aetheris, is especially rich in ether, so much so that its name is derived from it. However, when we consider all energy in existence here and in the vast space beyond, Dynamis may account for as much as 68.3%, the more abundant form by far. Were we able to control it, we could open the door to limitless possibilities. 'Tis not unlike a gently flowing stream, unable to break through the dam of ether barring its path. But if we could imbue the stream with the vigor of a raging river... Not that I have such grand ambitions. Nay. I merely wish to create a being that could traverse the great expanse. The relative scarcity of ether beyond the bounds of this star was a concern. And so, I looked to another source of energy by necessity.
That being Dynamis. No wonder her ether is so thin.
Precisely.
Yours is thin too. Like an Enteleki. Like me. So... are we the same? Entelekis.
I kinda want to say the third option, but I feel like I would. Second option would make more sense. What does Emmett Selk respond with?
Well, aren't we ungrateful? Perhaps I should revert you to the pathetic, faded thing you were.
Okay. Well, I have been known to transcend my limits with nothing but determination. But in my case, I usually see people's pasts, not their emotions.
That sounds more akin to the desperate flailings of a wild beast when facing imminent death.
Handy more than once.
A deficit of ether alone does not an Enteleki make. It would, however, make it easier for you to interact with Dynamis. And limited though its influence may be, this quality could prove the difference between victory and defeat. You do well not to underestimate it. Oh dear. I'd forgotten about the poor fella. You must excuse me a moment while I go and verify a few more things.
Not that I or anyone else would be able to make use of it even if we knew. But it irks me to discover that there is an entirely different form of energy, and no one told me. That personal annoyance aside, Hermes' knowledge is undeniably impressive. Given that there are none among the 14 who specializes in the Celestial, he would be a welcome addition. Assuming he can be persuaded to join, that is. I still can't understand his hesitation. What do you specialize in? Oh, you wish to know why Emmett Selk was chosen for the convocation? I should be glad to share the tale. It began when... Not another word. Lest you've forgotten, we're to learn about Hermes, not me. My misspent years is not your concern. I want to learn about the convocation.
So basically, Azim's slash us, we're a social worker.
I'm sorry?
So basically, we're a social worker, travel over the world and counselor to the people.
I guess. My apologies for the wait. I have inspected the ampulos to my satisfaction. All is well with the creature, and I dare say it won't be long ere it released into the world. Another creation, however, reportedly isn't faring so well. The Charybdis. That is what we shall tend to next. If you would follow me, my friends, we shall return to the main aisle and head north. Oh, it's the Sanawa. Ah, the A-rank Sanawa. Ah, memories. I understand there is a problem with one of the Charybdis. Yes, that's right. As you know, the Charybdis is based on a sea creature. Owing to adjustments to enhance its affinity to wind, it is capable of flight. The specimens created from the concept could all fly without issue, but a problem arose in subsequent generations. This third-generation creature was born with an etheric balance leaning strongly towards water. Its aquatic origin reasserting itself, it would seem... The result is being its affinity to wind is diminished and it cannot fly. No matter what we try, we cannot get it to rise even the slightest bit. For such change to manifest in so few generations, I fear they are too unstable, flawed. With your permission, I will revert the creatures and recommend to the Bureau that the concept be revised. With its etheric balance leaning towards water, the Charybdis would indeed struggle to manipulate wind. Yet it is too early to conclude that it cannot fly. Having failed at first, it may simply have developed the fear. I shall transform and fly with it, helping it to manipulate wind until it finds its wings. What? You needn't go to such lengths. You don't know? Ugh, but of course not. Transformation is an art which one manipulates a vast quantity of ether to construct another body around oneself. In practice, this allows one to assume any conceivable form and thereby transcend the limits of one's flesh. Yet convenient though it may be, transforming in the presence of others is considered vainglorious in the extreme, as uncouth and unseemingly as running about robeless. Shameful. Am I to understand you make a habit of this? Nothing of the sort. It's just that when transformed I can wield the wind and fly. It may seem excessive, but what is our shame next to the lives of these creatures? They deserve a chance, and we owe it to them to do all in our power. Be that as it may, Yes, I believe I have a solution. Midsilk, may I trouble you to move that Charybdis away from its fellows, somewhere out of sight? Meanwhile, I'd like the rest of you to help me prepare here. What mischief are you scheming now? No mischief, I assure you. I will but spare you the need to report to your colleagues that Hermes committed an indiscretion. So have a little faith and run along. I trust you don't mind. Oh, there's a storm brewing back where I am in.
Oof. I hope it'll all be alright.
We'll see. A little too early for hurricane season, but
Weather's changing.
yeah. Emmett Silk is out of sight? Good. Let's speak of the plan. It's a stroke of genius, really. We have Emmett Silk train the Charybdis. What? Aside from being able to fly untransformed, he can readily see aether currents. And with his adept spellcraft, he can also employ suitable wind magics to guide the creature along. While he is indeed capable as you all you describe, it is not his duty. I am loath to trouble him with it. Don't be. As I mentioned, it would be for his own sake. With that settled, let's begin at once. Green, I want you to go to Emmett Silk. Tell him that you have a favor to ask. He will be disinclined to cooperate at first, but you mustn't be discouraged. With our friend, the trick is to be unflaggingly persistent. Off you go, now, and good luck! Ah, so this is what friendship is like. Oh, no, you don't. I'm not lifting a finger. Ugh, I don't know what Elidibus is up to, and I will not be made to know. I refuse. If Elidibus is ever to be believed, relentless insistence may serve to swear down to the ever-wary Emmett Silk.
No, no, no. You are not foisting this nonsense on me.
I'm given to understand you have the power to help the Charybdis, and should be quite willing to do so. And so I appeal to your better nature, most benevolent Emmett Silk. Please teach her to fly.
Or else Hermes will transform. Right now.
Now, there's no need to go quite that far. Altruism is its own reward, as I'm sure he would agree.
Oh, would he now? And who contrived to put me in this position, pray tell?
Nothing so devious. I merely suggested a possible course of action.
Please, Emmett Silk. Please.
I did not come all this way to play nursemaid to your creations. I'd thank you to remember this favor and let it be the last. I will aid it once it has taken to the air. It falls to you to shepherd it skyward.
Well, let's relax and enjoy the spectacle, shall we? You were wondering why Emmett Selk joined the convocation. Truth be told, he wasn't the first choice for the office. I was, on the strength of my ability to see ether. But I declined the offer. For though my vision is exceptional, I am pedestrian in all other aspects. Worse even, quite abysmal when it comes to manipulating ether, for example. Couldn't transform even if I had a mind to do so. What good is the ability to perceive a problem if one cannot act to address it? Emmett Selk has no such shortcomings. He excels in vision and manipulation both, the latter to an extraordinary degree. If there is a mage more powerful, I do not know of them. Thus did I recommend him for the office in my stead. And I wasn't the only one. Far from it. Countless others vouched for his skill and character. People the world over, to whom he had previously lent a helping hand. Oh, how surprised he was. Claimed he hadn't done anything remarkable for anyone. Modest to a fault. He deserved every bit of acclaim he received. Yet he may well have gone unappreciated were it not for a mutual friend. A singular soul who can't help but involve himself in the business of others. Where he walks, excitement is certain to follow. His antics irritate Emmett Selk to no end. But much of his grumbling stems from genuine concern. When our friend calls, he never fails to answer and lend his talents. And in the course of doing so, he himself came to be recognized and respected by those around him. They are truly remarkable individuals, and I'm proud to call them friends. To help them realize their dreams. This will be my greatest contribution to our world, and when they have fulfilled their respective purposes, so too shall I have fulfilled mine, and together we may return to the star. Look at me, spilling my innermost secrets. I can't seem to help it with you. I can only assume it is due to the color of your soul. I just don't understand how you can be so alike and yet so different.
Well done, my pet. Well done!
Ah yes, I dare say the Charybdis will be fine hereon. Why don't you go and signal to Emmett Selk? Let him know that his arduous task is at an end.
Emerging from his reverie, Emmett Selk notices you and begins to descend with the Charybdis. I have no words to express my gratitude. Thanks to you, the Charybdis has learned to fly. And Green and I could relax and have a pleasant chat. I'm sure you did. The creature needed some small assistance at first, but soon it was flying more or less on its own. I doubt you'll need to repeat the lesson. That was truly impressive. I witnessed it all from afar. The Charybdis flies. Indeed, with this we've proven that even a creature with skewed etheric balance is capable of flight. Though we helped it to achieve this, the Charybdis is a herd animal. They may well aid their struggling kin in like fashion, if and when the need arises. Keeping this in mind, I bid you continue observing them. If that is what you want. But if I may say so, rather than hoping an idealistic possibility come to pass, would it not be simpler to have the concept adjusted? That way we could guarantee that anomalies such as this specimen are never born in the first place. These creatures are already here. We will spare no effort in giving them a chance to survive. As you wish, Chief. As you wish. Hermes? I'm fine. Don't worry. Well, that concludes all my present tasks. Let us return to Anagnorisis for now. What? Want to apologize for forcing me to help, do you? Not in the slightest. Save your breath. You didn't force me to do anything. I merely chose the most expeditious way to have done with an impediment to our business. Tell me, Green, in the course of watching me, have you learned aught of value? I'm not sure what I'm looking for, but I don't think I've found it yet. If only my work were more interesting. Nevertheless, I'm still indebted to you for keeping Meteon company. If there is aught I might do, you need but ask. Chief Hermes, what good fortune to find you here. Is something the matter? What is this? How do I read this? Is that an L or an I? I think that's an L.
Yeah, I don't think it's uppercase.
Yeah, the Lycaon. I'm afraid it's done it again. No sooner did we release one for observation than it set upon the nearby Occupites, slaughtering them. Was the creature hungry or somehow provoked? I had just fed them myself, and the Occupites were keeping it a wide berth. It is the nature of the Lycaon that is to blame, their innate viciousness. Temperament aside, it is an outstanding creation perfect in form and function. Though it may not be suited for release, I have no doubt that the Bureau will accept its concept for preservation. In any case, there's no point in postponing the inevitable. Doros will revert them all once the paperwork is in order. Where is the scene of the incident? Just off to the path of the 12 Wonders. As you make your way, you should see on the left. I don't know if Doros is still there, however. Hermes, wait! If this is part of his work, then I would observe. We follow. Lacerations and burns are unmistakable. What?
Oh, I just got aggroed.
Oh no. Lacerations and burns are unmistakable. The Lycaon was indeed responsible. But the creature is nowhere to be seen. Doros must have taken it away. The map makes its base at the 12 Wonders. I shall go and seek him out there. Emmett, Selk, and I will search the area for good measure, just to make sure that Lycaon did not escape. My thanks. Let us meet at the 12 Wonders when you have finished. I will go on ahead. Please follow with green. Come, come! It's down this path and over the bridge. There it is, at 12 Wonders. Hermes is looking for Doros. Let's look for Doros too. He's a man with long blonde hair. I think. I'll know him when I see him. Aetheryte tuned. Blonde hair man found.
I need to. Yeah, because you just looked where I was at.
Yes. Doros! That's Doros! Well, now, if it isn't Meteon, what brings you here? Ah, I thought I heard familiar voices. I didn't realize you two had decided to help me search for Doros. Thank you. You're in charge of the Lycaons, I believe. Where are they now? Out in the field in restraints. Frenzies as they were, I couldn't well return them to Ctesis. Once I submitted my report, I'll see them reverted without delay. It is as he says. The beasts are indeed quite ferocious. You're one of the 14. What brings you here? Nothing you need to concern yourself with, as you were. We've heard the news that the Lycaon slaughtered the Occupetes. As the observer in charge, you are the opinion that they are not fit to be released. I am. Their abnormal aggression and exceptional strength makes for a highly problematic combination. It matters not where they are released. Lycaons would threaten other species and upset the natural order. Could it be that the specimens observed are an outlier? Highly unlikely. We created a good many of them, all exhibited the same tendencies. Even when we used Kairos to begin with a fresh slate, their behavior was unchanged. A memory reconfiguration system. The Chief himself created it. It allows us to erase or alter memories that we may observe creations in different environmental conditions without needing to remake them from scratch. Quite impressive, and potentially dangerous. Depending on the intensity of the etheric emissions, Ashtaroth may wish to have words with you. With all values within prescribed limits, and to prevent misuse, its applications are limited to those authorized by Chief Overseer. Do not misunderstand. To manipulate a subject's memories is an intrusive act I deeply abhor, but it is still preferable to execution. Come now, Chief, let's not be so melodramatic. What was born of Ether is simply being reduced to its original state. I know the distinctions concern you, but we mustn't lose sight of the bigger picture, making rational choices for the sake of a more prosperous star. If a creation cannot be properly studied, even with the aid of Kairos, we remake it. If a creation is deemed a detrimental existence, we unmake it. 'Tis all for the greater good, and none question the necessity of such routine processes. I understand these things, I do. I would never think to unleash a clear and undeniable threat onto the world. Yet insignificant though the individual lives may be next to all creation, it is all the Lycaons have. Before we seal their fates, we owe it to those beings to exhaust all options, to ensure that nothing has been overlooked. If you insist, let me provide you with a full report and we may take it from there. Would it be possible for us to intend a discussion, that Emmett Silk may better carry out his duties? Means. Pray show them to the meeting room. The man, other beings such as things, to be used and controlled, like magic. That's what Hermes told me once. I fear this discussion may take a while, during which time. Meteon, are you feeling unwell? It's not me, Hermes. It's you. I won't go to the meeting. I'll stay with Green. Loath I am to impose, may I leave Meteon in your care again? I'm in your debt, if you'll excuse me. Can you help me with something, Green? A meeting won't make Hermes sad. I want to cheer him up with a flower. Hermes likes flowers the most of all the creations in Elpis. Most creations are expected to be interesting or beautiful or strong, better in some way. But flowers are different. They're designed to suit our emotions, what we feel and want to convey. Hermes likes that. I can't make flowers, so I'll search for one. And I want you to search with me. Let's start here, at 12 Wonders. Vibrant purple flowers bigger than your hands adorn the tree. Ooh, so big and bright. I love them. But it may be too bright. You have to think of the recipient, that's what Hermes said. A tall, slender tree rises before you. You crane your neck to look for flowers. No flowers. If there were apples, we would have covered them in syrup. Let's head outside next. Don't worry, we won't wander far. An array of beautiful flowers grow in the bed, their mix of colors forming a pattern. These would be better for Hermes, but they're hedged in. That means we shouldn't touch them. They're either under observation or poisonous. Any other place should be fine though. Let's keep looking. Set up on a tall, thin stalk, the oddly shaped flower is mesmerizing in its undulations. Oh, a conion! A flower that can move! When Hermes wasn't looking, it shot seeds at him. Not a good gift, maybe. But you're good, Gleam, at spotting flowers. We'll find something soon. You spy nothing promising nearby. At best, common-looking grass with some few tiny flowers. Nothing around here. Ah! Over there, Green. Something big. Huge. A terrible stench reminiscent of a sodden old boots pervades the air. Without a doubt, the culprit is a marble-like creature before you. It's an Adonis! The things around its mouth look like petals, but the flowers are the orbs on its head. When Hermes inspected it, it swallowed him up. He didn't leave his room for days. What do you think, Green? Would he like it? No. Probably not the good sort of memory. So not this one either. Finding a good flower It's harder than I thought. I'm sorry, Green, but can we search a little more? Maybe as far as the fields over there. I'll pick something after that, I promise. Lush green fields stretch out before you, ending where the sky begins. Oh, there's nothing. Shining thing over there. What could it be? Ooh, Elpis flowers. They're here too. Hermes likes and dislikes them at the same time. To me, they're Endwalkers, like me. They feel his pain and turn dark. That's only for Hermes, though. For others, they're always white and bright. Truly, the flower was dark in your home. Then, do you have it too? A dark emotion? I've known the pain and sorrow and loss. I see. Hermes has known the same. The feeling that part of you is gone. Again and again, but no one notices. Please, Green, won't you lend it to me? Your pain and sorrow. I want you to make the flower dark, in front of Hermes. He has been in a dark place, since before he created me. He needs to know that he isn't there alone, that others are sad too. Truly? You'll do it? Thank you, Green. Thank you. It means more to me than I can say. Can't wait to see how Hermes reacts. Let's go back and fetch him. It seems they're still talking. Let's wait until they've finished.
Hermes!
Oh, you were waiting for me.
You've finished talking?
Yes, we've come to a decision. My thanks for keeping Meteon company. Emmett Selk and Hythlodaeus have already retired to their rooms. There is room for you too, if you would follow me.
Wait! I want to show you something first.
Elpis flowers?
Go on. You're not the only one, Hermes. Others feel sad too. You're not alone.
I see Meteon has shared much with you. May we talk a moment? I do not think it wrong that we live for the star, that we strive to make it a better place. And yet, in carrying out my duties here, there are times when I am plagued by doubt. Do you recall what Elidibus said when we first spoke of my nomination? Death is the privilege of those who have fulfilled their purpose, a choice they embrace of their own free will, and when they depart, it is always beautiful. Perhaps it is, but only for man. Creations that he deems useless are discarded with nary a second thought. Some scarcely born into the world, afforded a handful of breaths before life and potential are abruptly extinguished. We make an effort to spare them the pain, but they sense what awaits. Rage and anguish and cower and fear, and it is not beautiful. Yet no one cares. No one. So fixated are we upon the duty that we do not pause to question the method. Pain and suffering, confusion and despair, writ plain in the eyes of those poor creatures. Yet no one sees. We turn a blind eye and carry on in blissful ignorance. Not amiss. And always, always the blossoms shine pure and white. A contradiction so blatant I could scream, want to scream. How can you all accept this aberration? Then I wonder, am I the aberration for thinking thus? And I am filled with dread. But now I know I'm not alone. Not the only one for whom the flowers weep. I won't ask what you thought as you kneeled beside the Elpis, or if you only did it at Meteion's insistence. Nevertheless, I thank you. To know that you too have experienced suffering is a comfort.
Glad I could be of service.
To so willingly lend an ear to ease my burden. You are a strange one.
Yes, I thought to say about the guy whose soul who I was based on.
The stars in the heavens. Know you what they are? Though it is too far to tell, each glittering light could be a world not unlike Aetheris. A world filled with life. So many stars, so many lives. For us, there may be no higher purpose than to live for our world. But what of the other living beings out there? What is it that gives their lives meaning? That drives them day after day after day? To pose that question to our undiscovered cousins, I created beings of Dynamis, who can traverse the vast emptiness between the stars. Meteion and her sisters. Aye, sisters. She has a great many of them. And they have already departed on their journey, traveling to one star and then the next in search of life. As one might expect, exploration on such a grand scale is rife with difficulties, and thus far I've naught to show for it. But I have faith that we will make some manner of discovery ere long. And when we do, I should be glad to share our findings with you, in gratitude for your kindness. It's getting rather late. We had best find our beds. It would not do for both of us to be sleep-deprived on the morrow. Come, Meteion. Let us head back.